Hi, Chris.
Hello.
It's great to meet with you again. Our meeting last Friday was fantastic. I got so many feedback that I was able to apply to this current stylescape that you'll be seeing today. And so here we go. In our meeting last week, we spoke about your brand. Okay. Let me breathe for a little bit. Okay. Your brand attributes are rustic, authentic, and industrial. Reservoir Studios, we craft brands that resonate. As you can see, we've pulled together some imagery and some really great typographic systems and color palettes that really resonate with what Reservoir Studios is. We believe that Reservoir Studios is a creative collective made up of critical thinkers, storytellers, and vision makers. We believe that great brands have the power to inspire, connect, communicate, and transcend. Reservoir Studios is a company that crafts digital experiences that captures hearts and creates brand loyalists. We're going to be starting with the interior of what Reservoir is going to feel like. In all honesty, the way my process works is that I actually listen to some pretty cool music to get inspired by a brand. And in your case, I was listening to a lot of 70s funk, R&B, and hip hop samples, like James Brown, like really gritty. And that actually really inspired me to go in the visual direction that you see here. So as you can see, there's a lot of juxtaposition of rough and clean lines, which I think lends itself to some really cool graphical elements. As you see there, there's a great opportunity to create some really cool grids for your layouts, and the visual elements also create fluidity and the juxtaposition of natural and the industrial. We decided that your hero client is someone who is an urban entrepreneur. He's unapologetic about his daily grind. He's a nonconformist. He's unconventional. And he moves through the concrete jungle with focused determination. He's not afraid of the hustle. In fact, the hustle is what motivates him. As you see here on the screen, we really wanted to capture the textural elements of what Reservoir would stand for. As you can see in the marketing system, there's a lot of textural elements like a craft paper. It could be done in different colors like opal blue, the concrete grays, and the little marks on your lettering. I was thinking it would be really great to have a copper ochre, possibly like a gold leaf type of effect on that. And you'll see here an overview of the whole stylescape. And I hope that you like what I've presented to you today. And if there's any changes that you want to make, feel free to let me know. And yeah, it was super exciting and great to work for you. Oh, I'm so nervous.
All right. Snaps. Okay, here we go.
Yes.
All right, Sabrina, you all right?
Yes.
I feel like
I hate these things. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, that's okay.
But I have to.
That's okay. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Yep. And today is going to be the beginning of a journey for you, so that one day I'm going to see you on TV. I'm like, is that the same Sabrina? Holy cow. She's so confident. She's smooth. What a smooth player. Okay. So there's a couple of things I'm picking up on here. I don't know if it's nerves, if it's you trying to read a script or what, because half the times I think you're reading a script and half the times you're talking to me. And I don't know if you are reading a script, but the times that I feel like you're talking to me, you're natural, you're comfortable, whatever you're doing there, just do that.
Okay.
So are you reading a script?
I am. It's just so I tend to forget.
Here's the new rule. Nobody moving forward can read anything. If you read it, we're going to hang up on you instantly.
Okay.
If I see your eyes move away from looking into the camera, then I know you're reading. Do not read. Okay? I'm telling you guys, it's a crutch. It's a crutch, and you don't want to do that. I have no idea who this is for, but I could present this for you right now. So you got to get to that state. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Couple of things here. There's actually quite a few things here. So your words are rustic, authentic, and industrial.
Yes.
It's not a perfect one-on-one alignment here for me in terms of those words, and some of these visuals are how you're treating them because of this hexagonal diagonal bias that you're putting everything in. It makes everything feel really sharp. Okay. So that's one thing. When I take a snap back and I look at it all, it looks like it's beautiful, great design. But I'm really trying to pick apart, as this is my roadmap moving forward. There are things left to be desired here, okay? So I think sometimes these diagonals are very hard to work with because it makes the composition super tricky and it makes it more complicated than it needs to be. I applaud you for doing it, but these are the exact reasons why when you get too many diagonals, it becomes really tough. Focus your eye on the third right of this, right above the wooden reservoir plaque. There's a lot of shapes going on there and more images in there, and they're very similar types of images with density, the same density. It makes it really hard for me to focus. While on the other hand, there's this really cool, beautiful brochure that's opened up, but I can't even see that because there's just so much stuff everything is saying, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Okay. Some more breathing space. You
got to pull that back. If we're talking about rustic, authentic, industrial, this doesn't feel like that. This feels like it's too much. It's too much, okay? Now, the office that you have on the far right with the steel casement, what is that called? Torrance windows and doors and the industrial light fixtures, that definitely feels like rustic industrial, but how are you pulling that into the rest of the design?
Okay.
It feels like that's left on an island to the far right, and everything else is the things that we picked. When you're showing a design, like reservoir, the badge itself, don't make that so big. The bigger you make something, the more people feel like you're really committed to this right now.
Okay.
Okay? So make things a lot smaller. That can easily be half the size and still be fine.
Okay.
That means that we have more room to play. And I want you to be very aware of values. Like when things are in a similar value, they just all blend in. Darkness on top of darkness on top of darkness. And things are going to have a really hard time popping. So don't use this dark brown ochre color over this steel blue rusty thing that you have, because if you squint your eyes, do the squint test. If you squint your eyes, everything crushes together and then you can barely pick things apart. That's really critical.
Okay.
You're really, more than anything, controlling where the eye looks through the design. Okay?
Okay.
So those are a couple of things. So obviously there were some long, wide gaps between the things that you wanted to say, probably because you were improvising, and the things that you wanted to read. And it's really distracting for you because you're like, oh, am I supposed to read this part now? When you just need to be here, right? You just need to be here. And I want every single person now to make the intentional practice of not using space fillers. And like, so those are the 5 things you're not supposed to use when you're giving a TED Talk. So what you practice in your daily conversation is what you'll wind up saying when you go to present. Be totally okay with the silence.
Yes.
See how I'm totally okay with that? So people use the to kind of try to fill the gaps between the thoughts, and that's totally okay. Much better for you to use the build-up technique. You build it up and you burst it out. Build it up, you burst it out, and it's totally okay. Right?
Cool.
Okay, this is your presentation. You own this. You got this. Believe in the work, and you're good to go. The last little tip I'm going to give you is this, is that don't say to them at the end, I hope you love the design and presentation. Now you're putting a lot of pressure for me just to say yes.
Okay.
I want you to downplay how final this design is. And you can even say literally this, okay? Everybody's taking this class. Literally, you could say this. I know these designs look really finished and refined, but bear in mind, we only spend 24 hours putting them together. And the reason why we do that is because we don't want to go too far down the path without getting your input. So let's have a real conversation about the things that you like and especially the things that you do not like. And right now, everything's up for discussion. But we hope by having listened to you and coming to the attributes together that we're going to be on the same page. But if not, I'm willing to do whatever it needs to be done. Okay? Don't say this is the final presentation. I hope you love it. If you say that, I'm conditioned to tell you I love it. And what's going to happen? The 11th hour, they're going to call you and say, you know, we're changing our mind about something. We don't like this thing. And you're thinking, oh my God, why didn't you tell me before? Guess what? You didn't give them space to tell you. That's really, really important. Okay, let's move on.